You one more time because this is it. It's the last show. This is once a year. Actually, it's not every year that we get to do this as a Today's Special. Cranberry Benefits has not been a Today's Special in at least 2 years. And Ultimate Friendly Flora, again, is not a Today's Special every year. So this is a chance to get the best value on 2 remarkable products that are so important, that are so helpful to really helping you keep your immune system in check. This for your urinary tract, your bladder, your kidneys. It's just, the benefits are phenomenal. And what you're choosing here, again, is a size 61, what is it, 60, 120, 300, 600. Most of us are stocking up on the 600. I ordered mine yesterday. Did not want to miss out on this Today's Special for sure, and you won't either. So if you're ordering yours, thank you so much. We do have a little bit of a hold, so if you just be patient, we'll get somebody with you very shortly. Yep. Otherwise, if you log on to hsn.com, you can cut right to the front of the line, pick the size you'd like, and remember, if you do get the 2 largest ones in both Today's Specials, we'll take, when you go into checkout, they're gonna take $20 off your purchase, which is pretty great.
On the phone or hsn.com, right. It'll be the same thing. And just a question I received, because the savings is so significant, the products are they're normal products. In fact, the Ultimate Friendly Flora is 20% higher potency per capsule. The cranberry, we didn't reduce, we didn't change the cranberry at all. It's the same exact cranberry. It just happens to be a little over $1 a capsule for this Today's Special. And the reason why it becomes so affordable, if you look at the counter on the screen and you see all those bottles, those are tens of millions of capsules. And tens of millions of capsules are the savings that you get to experience when we do a Today's Special like this.
Boy, I wonder how many little Ultimate Friendly Flora that would be.
Well, if you figure 10 million capsules times 30 billion, that
how many
would
zeros
be
is that?
300 quadrillion, I think. Something like that.
I can't believe you knew that. You
I think it's even more. Yeah, no, but I think it's 300 quadrillion.
On that.
Yeah,
all right.
Something like that.
That's awesome. Okay, I know we're going to keep going.
It's
in fact, one of the questions we get asked a lot from when Andrew is here is, because a lot of us take all of your products or many of your products, but there are people that only want to take one thing. They only want to swallow one vitamin or take one vitamin. Or as you said, this does work as a great foundational product if you are taking other things. It's called Essential One.
This is the foundational product. Oftentimes, if someone takes one product, what they'll often take is the CoQ10.
Yeah.
The CoQ10 because it has a full B complex and vitamin C. But the ultimate foundation of sound nutrition, whether it's my products or any other dietary supplement, or I was going to say vitamin manufacturer. Why are we called a vitamin manufacturer? Because where it all starts is with vitamins and minerals, the essential nutrients that define a healthy diet. Those key essential nutrients that define a healthy diet are vitamins and minerals. And our multivitamin is different. It's different because it's a single capsule that's easy to swallow. It's not a tablet. There's no artificial colors. There's no additives. Also, it's a single capsule that gives you full potency of the most important key nutrients that you might otherwise choose to supplement separately. It gives you a full 2,000 IU of vitamin D. It gives you a full 250 micrograms of our unique B12. So it's a bit like a separate vitamin when it comes to those key nutrients, even though it's a small single capsule. The reason why we get so much into that small single capsule is, unlike other products, there are no binders or additives. Our products are 100% pure. So when you open up that capsule, all you're getting are the key nutrients that you want. Nothing else is added, just those key nutrients.
And this is anniversary priced, reminding you that this is the final visit of Andrew's 22nd anniversary. We'll show you what the choices are because the savings is fantastic. First of all, you can do a 30, a 60, a 180, or a 360 size. Here's where the pricing will be going after this visit. Here is the pricing tonight. Here is your savings for the Essential One. The thing that I think you will be blown away by is there are other vitamin manufacturers that sell vitamins that say you only need to take one a day. Right? We've all heard of this many, many, many times. Well, when you take those other vitamins that say you only need to take one, and you compare it to Andrew Lessman's Essential One, there is no contest. It is the most amazing eye-opener when you see the difference between Andrew's product, you take one of a day, compared to everything else out there. So that's why it's such an incredible value, because this really, when you, again, we probably don't have that much time to really talk about this. We could talk about this product for an hour. There's so much to share with you, but the best part is that if you read the reviews on hsn.com, people who already take this love this product because it delivers the vitamins and the nutrients, and even doctors now are talking about the importance of taking a multivitamin. I think everybody understands that. In the American diet, we are not getting the proper amount of vitamins and nutrients that we need. So a vitamin like this is essential. The problem is most multivitamins are not this. You aren't getting everything. In fact, what Andrew does, as you know, he loves to do the research. He follows the research. When you look at these other vitamin manufacturers, they're going by standards that were set back in the early 1900s, for Pete's sake.
They've only grudgingly change their vitamins minimally, and their vitamins are still, they're tablets. They contain artificial colors, which I just can't fathom. A vitamin's supposed to be a healthy decision. I can't fathom that they put artificial colors that most people seek to avoid. So it's bizarre to me that those products have changed so little. I'm gonna go quickly through some charts that just give you a sense of comparison. First, ours is an ultrafine powder in a capsule. I'll open the capsule in a moment. So there's no stomach upset. It's easy to swallow. All of those issues that come with typical vitamin tablets you will not experience. And then when you look at levels, 2000 IU of vitamin D3, higher than all the leading brands. These are all the big brands.
Yep.
All the supermarkets do copies of these brands, whether it's Walmart or Target or Walgreens. They all do copies of these. Ours is obviously higher in vitamin D, vitamin B12. These are all cyanocobalamin, a form of vitamin B12 that liberates small amounts of cyanide in your body when you take it. Not something you want to be liberating. Ours is natural methylcobalamin. It's so important. Most Americans are deficient or insufficient. That's why we focus on it. And it's, even in the best form, it's difficult to absorb. Higher levels of vitamin C. So all the key nutrients. As we keep going, vitamin B1, B2, B6. You need these vitamins to produce energy, to metabolize fat. Again, higher levels across the board of all the leading brands. Biotin, the beauty vitamin, higher levels across the board. Although One A Day Women's, that's kind of bizarre, 1,000.
Wow.
Yep.
How about that?
Selenium, we get higher levels across the board of selenium, chromium, the most important, say, of the trace minerals.
Yeah.
And then lycopene, lutein, zeaxanthin, the most important carotenoids, critical for eye health. We focus on them in Ultimate Eye.
Yep.
But unlike other products, no one gives you
Zero.
zeaxanthin. No one.
Wow.
And just one formula gives a little bit of lutein. We have 4 times more. And just 2 formulas give a little bit of lycopene. We give more than 3 times more.
Amazing.
So basically, ours is convenient. It's a single capsule daily, economical, about 30 cents a day for everything, like a separate vitamin D and a separate B12 combined in. Small, easy to swallow capsules. So you get all that extra potency.
Right.
Only 30 cents a day.
That's great.
Ultrafine powder that dissolves rapidly and comfortably. So no large, hard to swallow and hard to digest rock hard tablets. Non-acidic and pH neutral. So gentle even the most sensitive stomachs. Higher potencies of all key nutrients than all the leading one-pill daily brands. Only leading brand with zeaxanthin and gamma-tocopherol. No artificial colors or preservatives at all. No binders, fillers, or sugars. No chemical additives of any kind. So if you just look at the key nutrients, contains higher levels of the following key nutrients than the leading brands: D3, C, B1, B2, B5, B6, B12, biotin, beta-carotene, lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin, alpha and gamma vitamin E, selenium, and chromium. So there's really, I'd say you could compare us to our competition, but there's no competition. And most importantly, we give you all of those extra things, but we take away the stomach upset, we take away the big hard tablet, we take away the artificial colors, we take away the additives, so you just get a purely positive experience.
But also tell them, you get all the extra things because it's important. You do he's not just coming up willy-nilly with how much to put of each of the
levels, nothing we do is arbitrary. You're getting the levels in terms of vitamin D. We give 2,000 IU because 1,000 really is the bare minimum. 2,000 is really a level that most people should start at. I take about 4,000 IU vitamin D daily, but 2,000 IU is where everyone should start at. With this product, you're basically getting a separate vitamin D. So, and just I was going to open the capsule and show you why it's so different as I get this capsule, there we go, that And there's a lot of powder in there.
Yeah.
But it's an ultra-fine powder that delivers the nutrients. And what that powder shows you, first of all, the powder's pH neutral. It's non-acidic. It actually can exert a buffering effect on your stomach. So not only will it not upset your stomach, but it tends to be buffering. It tends to be neutralizing to your stomach. So unlike a tablet that's going to sit there, it's a rock, basically, a tablet. It isn't basically a rock. It is a rock. It's compressed minerals. It's going to sit and irritate the lining of your stomach. This does not do that. It dissolves instantly, delivers that powder, and the powder goes into solution and can deliver its benefits.
Yep, we could talk about this longer, but we have several things we do want to get to.
And the reviews are the most
Superb.
compelling of all.
So if you'd like to try this, this is the perfect day to do it. I just love the idea when we talk about those rock hard tablets, if you've ever taken those and they sit in your stomach and you get a stomach ache, these are a pleasure to take. What I thought was interesting when you told us, Andrew, how when you are a vitamin manufacturer, your ingredients come to you in a powder form.
Right.
So they are
You
literally...
have to go out of your way to figure out how to make them stick together. And basically, you're using glues. Imagine you're taking these powders and you're making those powders flow into a tableting press, and then they're getting compressed under thousands of pounds of pressure. So you want these living, vital, especially with the ultimate friendly flora organisms, but you want you want to treat a product with respect. You want to treat yourself with respect. This is the most respectful way to consume those nutrients. Not even as a liquid. In a solution, you have to compromise the ingredients to make them soluble in water at, say, at room temperature. This is the best way, with each ingredient specifically considered, the best way to deliver the essential nutrients, vitamins, and minerals that we require.
Isn't that great? Okay, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you very much for your calls. We're busy. We're so happy you found us tonight. This is the final hour of the day. Today's special expires at midnight. I know Andrew does have a brief show tomorrow night on the Monday night show.
Monday night show, and it's basically tomorrow night is all about answering questions. We're going to try to go through things so it gives people a sense of where they start. If they first were exposed to our products, where do they start? How do you start? And what are the most common questions? So that's basically what we try to do on the Monday night show, is just make it your show, so it's all about your questions.
Excellent. All right. Well, now we have your omega-3. This is the maximum essential omega-3. This is another example of a product people love. It's actually, of all of Andrew's products, it's one of his best sellers. It's one of his top reorders, and it's a fish oil product. And most people, when they hear about taking fish oil, everybody says, yuck. Nobody likes the idea of taking fish oil, and yet we all understand all of the wonderful benefits that go along with taking a superb fish oil product like this. The beauty of Andrew Lessman's, there is zero. There's absolutely no fishy aftertaste whatsoever. So they are a pleasure to take. They are easy to take. They do not repeat on you. They do not upset your stomach. You never, ever will taste anything fishy or smell anything fishy, which is remarkable for a fish oil product. But what we have for you today is anniversary pricing, because of course we're celebrating the 22nd anniversary with Andrew Lessman. So for the anniversary, we have a 30, 60, a 180, or a 360 size. Here is our everyday HSN pricing. After the visit, the prices go up. The prices go back to the regular HSN pricing. But for the anniversary, you're saving 60, 30, 12, or $7. So you get to take advantage of really great savings. We have free shipping and handling on every single product. The larger choices are being offered with FlexPay. So you can do your first, if you're shopping with a credit card. FlexPay means you make the first flex payment and we send the entire order home to you, whatever it is that you're choosing. And normally when you shop at HSN, we do a 30-day money-back guarantee, but because we are HSN, we're the shopping network, and we know people come here to shop and learn. And so we have extended our return policy all the way till the end of January. If you'd like to get a jump start on your holiday shopping, this is the perfect time to do it. And because of that, you get to take advantage of a return policy that goes all the way till January 31st of next year. So let's talk about the omega-3. This is another one. The reviews are fabulous on this. There's 3,300 reviews. Of that, over 2,800 are perfect reviews, and we're talking about, again, a fish oil product. The thing that you're going to learn about from Andrew, there's a lot of omega-3 out there. You hear a lot about it, people talk all about it, you watch the doctor shows, you read health magazines, people talk about the importance of omega-3s. The thing to note is that not all omega-3 products are the same. If you're going to take omega-3, this is the one you want to be taking, because as you will learn, they really are all different. And this is the one you absolutely want to be taking. It is the absolute finest. And the beauty of it, not only for the importance of heart health, which when Andrew launched this many years ago, a couple decades ago, he launched his first omega-3 product. When he first launched it, we focused a lot about heart health. But now when Andrew shares the information, it's really exciting, because along with heart health, he talks about the brain benefits, brain health, the health of our eyes, the benefits to our skin when we take the omega-3 products. So there's so many amazing health benefits that this will provide. But the truth is, not all omega-3s are the same. And I think that's important, because I think a lot of people don't realize that there's different types of omega-3, and this is what you want to be taking.
Not even close. First of all, there are 3 kinds of omega-3s that are really relevant to human beings. There's EPA, DHA, and alpha-linolenic acid. Alpha-linolenic acid is the omega-3 that's found in things like flaxseed, vegetable-based. The critical omega-3s that we're talking about here are derived from fish oil, and they're EPA and DHA. The typical omega-3 product on the market is 60% to 2/3 EPA, 1/3 to 40% DHA. We flip that around. We provide more DHA. Why? Because DHA is the principal fatty acid in the brain. It's the principal fatty acid in the retina. It's the fatty acid that if you wanted to focus on the most important, you'd focus on DHA. It just so happens the industrial production of omega-3 fatty acids from fish oil focuses on EPA. So that means products focus on EPA because that's the way they're manufactured. Not because it's targeting what's important to you, it's targeting what's more convenient for them. So we've always had a more difficult time making our product because we wanted to focus on what was important for you, the DHA. So our product, again, majority DHA versus the majority EPA. And again, typical manufactured omega-3 product contains ethyl esters, a not natural form of omega-3s. Ours contains the natural form, triglycerides. We talk about fats in the human body. We talk about triglycerides. Our product is triglycerides, better absorbed. That's how they were delivered naturally. That's how you get them from fish. So what I was going to read here, the reviews are incredible. It's almost a perfectly reviewed fish oil product, which in itself is unusual. But if we look at the reviews here that I want to talk about, I have 2 stacks that I just grabbed. This one just talks about the aging brain. Another one just talks about the brain in general. We take for granted the benefits. Your ophthalmologist or optometrist will talk about the benefits for the eye. Your cardiologist will talk about benefits for the heart. Here we're talking about the brain. From the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, or a respected journal, if associations with omega-3 content are causal, meaning that when you see higher levels in the diet, you see benefits, and lower levels, you see issues. If they're causal, if there's a cause, meaning the omega-3s cause the benefit we seek, then optimization of omega-3 fatty acid intake could improve retention of cognitive function in old age. We notice in Japan, where omega-3 intake is better than it is here in America, their cognitive function is superior to ours when they age. From Acta Neurologica Taiwanica, it's from Taiwan, evidence is accumulating to suggest omega-3 fatty acid deficiency contributes to accelerated cognitive decline. And that's not good given the American diet and its insufficiency or deficiency of omega-3s. Recent studies have associated deficits in DHA abundance with cognitive decline during aging. Overall cognitive performance and psychomotor speed were positively correlated with DHA and EPA status. Nature and Neuroscience, brain and retina DHA decrease resulting from nutritional deficiency or aging are associated with reduced cognitive ability, increased emotional behavior, and decreased vision. That's kind of a definition of aging. And again, it's brain and retina DHA decrease. And DHA is what we focus on, resulting from deficiency, just our typical American diet, unfortunately, or just simply aging. They're associated with reduced cognitive ability, increased emotional behavior, and decreased vision. From the Journal of the American Heart Association, our results support the beneficial effects of fish consumption, the major source of long-chain omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids, on brain health in later life. That's from the American Heart Association. We already know their feelings on heart health. In this study among older men and women, plasma phospholipid long-chain omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids, and in particular DHA, what we focus on,
right,
were associated with specific findings consistent with better brain health. A recent prospective study, the Singapore Longitudinal Aging Study, showed that daily omega-3 fatty acid supplements were associated with lower risk of cognitive decline in a cohort of Chinese adults aged over 55 years.
Wow.
Trials, for example, over a 3-year time period, higher plasma omega-3 fatty acid proportions were associated with less decline in cognitive tasks mediated by processing speed. Over a 35-day period, positive effects of EPA, DHA have been noted in both mood and reaction time. So again, in America, our diet is sort of noted for the low levels of omega-3 fatty acid intake that we have. So its consequences, we often hear about heart health. Its consequences are important for both vision health. It's important for brain health as we age. Again, not a drug, not a medicine, not something you take and magically things change, but it's part of a healthy diet and a healthy lifestyle that's associated with significant benefits to virtually every system in our body.
So sorry, it's on Stephen's fault. He goes, your hair looks good tonight. He goes, that's your best wig ever.
It is a wig, huh?
So sorry, that's his fault. Because we're going on to healthy hair, skin, and nails.
Yes.
So that's why I'm sorry. That's why they're the wig joke. This is not a wig. This is my real hair. Andrew doesn't wear a wig either. Just in case you were wondering. If you're ordering the omega-3, thank you so much. It's $30, $60, $180, or $360. We are putting out the final call for now. Take advantage of the anniversary pricing, free shipping and handling, flex pay on the larger choices. Big savings. Again, this will not be a today's special this year, not till sometime next year. So this is the next best value to get that anniversary pricing. But we're gonna wrap this one up because coming up next, there's a method to this craziness. We're gonna talk about one of our actual top selling beauty products, top rated beauty products here at HSN. And who would guess that it's a vitamin supplement? And indeed it is. It's called Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails. Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails is one of those products that once you try it, you will not stop taking this. It is one of Andrew's best sellers, if not his best seller, best top reorder product. The beauty of this in a nutshell is that this is a product that will make a difference in your hair, in your skin, and in your nails in a way that most beauty products, all beauty products, could never deliver. There's not another beauty product like this on the market. And that's why women go wild for it, because suddenly you're able to grow your hair out, you're able to grow your nails out. You see your skin looks better. Your beauty product looks better because your skin is better. Your hair looks better when you have your hair colored, your hair styled. Your hair looks better because you have better hair. Same with your nails. So it's pretty exciting to find a beauty product that really does deliver. And I want to share the value because we have a 50, we have a 100, a 250, or a 500 cap size. Here's the regular HSN pricing. Here is the anniversary pricing. Here is the savings across the board, $40 off. So for a mere $79.90, we are going to send you 500 capsules. That is a drop in the bucket. When you think about the money you spend on your hair. One trip to the beauty salon, right? Do you have your hair colored? Do you have your cut, color, blowout, all of that? Most of us are spending more than $79.90. One trip to the beauty salon. What do you pay to keep your nails looking nice? What do you spend on skincare? Think about the money we spend on skincare. Our beauty products, our cosmetic products, if you go to have facials, all of that. Think of the money we spend on skincare. That's why I say this is a complete little drop in the bucket to spend $80 for 500 capsules of a beauty product that works. And this is not pie in the sky. This makes a difference and you will see it. You will see a difference in your hair, in your skin, and in your nails. That's why it's one of our best sellers of all time. I mean, this is one of our best-selling product. It is our #1 reorder, or one of our absolute best reorder products. I know it's right up there, 1, 2, or 3.
It's the top reviewed product
Top reviewed product in the world of beauty. So it's a wonderful chance for you to try it. And guess what? Normally you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. You have 3.5 months to try this. We've extended the return policy till the end of January. So You've never had a better chance to see if this product will really deliver for you. The reviews, there's 5,700 reviews. Of that, 4,300 are perfect 5. Another 600 plus are 4 stars. So you have close to 5,000 reviews that are excellent out of 5,700.
Yeah, almost
which is
80% are 5-star reviews.
That's right.
When you add the good reviews comprise almost 90% of the reviews. And even this is a good time. If you've tried this before, perhaps it didn't work for you. You'd be in a substantial minority, but perhaps it didn't work. This is a perfect time to perhaps try it again because you have a money-back guarantee for 3.5 months till the end of January. Start with a couple of capsules. You have nothing to lose. This is a product that half the folks who use it probably take 1 capsule daily because of the high potency of all the key ingredients, or you could take 2 capsules. About half folks do that. But I was just going to read some reviews. I haven't read any reviews talking about this product. Just wow. And plus, the reviews are amazing on this product.
They are.
I'm a 51-year-old female and was looking for something to try and get my thinning hair growing again, or at the very least, to appear thicker, as it did in my younger years. I figured I would try this to see if I noticed any results. I'm thrilled to say that after 3 months, not only can I not see my scalp anymore on my forehead, but my eyelashes are growing again. Yay. My nails are growing and the appearance of my skin is improving. Andrew, you have a fan for life in this product. I will be back to try others. Thank you.
That's a great review.
Really works. Never want to do without these. This is my second bottle of these vitamins. My hair is very healthy, my skin looks good, my nails are strong, I feel very fortunate. I never want to stop using these. The capsules are very easy to take. I cannot stand big tablet pills. Tiny capsules, easy to swallow. They smell great too. I love the smell when I open the bottle. I take one in the AM and one in the PM. Every day.
Never noticed this smell.
Amazing. It has a very subtle smell, almost no smell.
Yeah, it's nice.
I am 67 and was afraid that I was losing my formerly thick hair. This product has completely turned that around. I'm thrilled not to have handfuls of hair in my hand after I comb through it. I take a number of other AL products too, and my doctor totally approves of everyone. Yep. Yay, I could go on and on. Thank you, Andrew. Perfect formula. Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails is one supplement I always make sure to take. I believe it is a perfect formula to support not only my hair, skin, and nails, but also my joints, such as MSM. We have MSM in here as well. I used to take many of these supplements separately. I find it so much more convenient to take them all together. My nails and hair are both long and healthy. I wish I could post a photo of my nails. I did post one on Facebook and suggested my friends try using Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails. I've given bottles of this support formula to several of my friends who are having problems with their nails or hair. They have become regular users. Happy. I've been using these vitamins for about 3 months now. I'm so happy with them. My hair is looking great. My manicurist compliments me on how nice my nails are looking too. I am a happy lady. Depend on it. This is my first purchase of Mr. Lessman supplements, and the results of this particular one have been amazing to say the least. At 72, I've had problems with my hair loss and soft nails. After a short period of use, my hair loss has greatly diminished, my nails are stronger, and I no longer need a cuticle cream. In conclusion, buy this product from Susie in Florida. And again, it's interesting. I would say whatever size you want to get, it's a 3.5-month money-back guarantee. It's till January 31st. That's ample time for even the toughest critic to see the benefits of this product. So you could be skeptical, cynical, you just try it to prove me wrong. And unfortunately, I won't be wrong, or fortunately, I won't be wrong. It's a product that delivers. Take 2 capsules a day. If it doesn't work, return it January 31st. I truly believe you won't want to be without it, and this is such a great time of year to really give it the test, really see it perform.
Absolutely, and it's for the guys too. So for the ladies, for the guys out there, everybody benefits from this. The beauty of it is that when you think about a beauty product, we all have our favorite things. Some things may work better for me than they would for you, and vice versa. When it comes to healthy hair, skin, and nails, it is the great equalizer. Everybody can benefit from this, and that is what makes it so special. It doesn't matter your ethnicity, it doesn't matter your age. This is something that everybody can benefit from. The key is, in order to grow great nails, great skin, to have great hair, you need the ingredients. You need the raw materials. to grow hair, skin, and nails. So the beauty in a nutshell here is that this is providing those materials that you need to grow better hair, better skin, and better nails. And if you decide, well, you know what, I'm gonna go eat a healthier diet to get those ingredients. Well, good luck with that, because that's the problem. We are not getting in our diet what you are getting in these capsules. And that's why when you start taking it, it's remarkable, because suddenly you start seeing these incredible results because you're giving your body what it needs to grow better hair, skin, and nails.
The typical, of course, we heard from the other chart, we have MSM in here and other key ingredients, but most importantly is our bioavailable biotin. And our bioavailable biotin, we're talking about 4,000 micrograms. The typical American diet doesn't deliver 50 micrograms. So we're talking about 80 times more biotin per capsule. So that's what makes a profound difference. And you have a 3.5 month money back guarantee. If you'd like to see if things can get better, we have reviews that no one thought they could even get better than they were, and they saw benefits.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's an opportunity.
Exactly. And we're going to wrap it up because we have the last chance to get our today's special. If you're just stopping by, I know Sunday night, many of you might be finding us for the first time. If you were out and about today, if you were at dinner, if you're watching football and you're just channel surfing by, I'm so happy you're here because you're about to learn about two today's specials. Greatest value we've had on both of these wonderful products. They've been very, very popular today, and this is your last and final opportunity. We don't get to offer these as today's specials every year, so this is very special, what we were able to do for Andrew's 22nd anniversary celebration. What we're talking about first is the Ultimate Friendly Flora. The Ultimate Friendly Flora is Andrew's probiotic, which has everything you need to provide beneficial, incredibly beneficial health for your immune system, for your digestive system. The list goes on and on. Big customer pick on hsn.com, as are all of Andrew's products. But when you read those reviews, you see how life-changing this is for so many people. What we have for you today are 4 choices. We always start with a Try Me, a 30, a 60, we have 120 or 240. The vast majority of people ordering this product today are ordering the 240 count. Normally, it would be $89.90, but today you're getting $120 off. Holy moly, $120 savings. This price at midnight goes up to $209.90. At midnight, the price goes here. Right now, it's $89.90. Now, if you're going to be ordering the cranberry benefits, I'm gonna have them grab me the chart on the cranberry benefits so I can just show them side by side. If you order the cranberry benefits, and you order the large one, the 600 count, I wanna remind you, we will be taking $20 off that purchase. $20 off, which means both products will come home to you for $149.80. Here's why that's remarkable. The one product at midnight is going up to $209. One product at midnight is going up to $209. Right now, for $149.90, for $60 less than what you'll be spending tomorrow when the price goes back up, you'll get both a 600 count of cranberry benefits and a 240 count of the Ultimate Friendly Flora. Here's the cranberry chart just to show these side by side so you can see. It's pretty exciting, really, because again, if you're ordering the large ones, $89.90 for the Ultimate Friendly Flora in the largest size, $79.90 for the cranberry benefits in the largest size. Note, if you order both of these, the large ones, that $79 becomes $69. That $89 price becomes $79. $10 off additional for each product, bringing it down to $149.90. So that's why so many people have ordered this today. You can see over 47,000 have been spoken for. But I think the key to this is that not only is it the very best value, just if you're ordering them singly, but if you're ordering them bundled, the 2 large ones, this is the greatest value. And on top of that, the Ultimate Friendly Flora is a higher potency this time. Andrew, it's the first time he's ever offered 30 billion colony-forming units on your Ultimate Friendly Flora.
A one-time opportunity for the Today Special.
Yeah.
It was challenging to figure out, but we got it all into a capsule. And I just was going to show everybody quickly. And I can show the same thing on our cranberry in a moment, but it's a small capsule, easy to swallow capsule, and it makes no sense to put the ingredients. These are living ingredients. It makes no sense to slam them into a tablet. The only way you make a tablet is by crushing the ingredients, crushing them in the presence of glues that make them stick together in the shape of the tablet press, the tooling on the tablet press. And then usually to shine it up, they might even use lacquer or things like that to shine up the capsule, or sweet sugars or something on the outside to make it sweet. All we do is we take that capsule. The capsule dissolves instantly and liberates those living things, so they deliver their living benefits to you. Nothing could be simpler and more common sense, but it's more difficult to do it the way we do it. It's simpler for companies to just throw in their additives and make a tablet, the characteristics of which are based on the additives, not the beneficial ingredients. But I was going to read some reviews. I've been mostly focusing on the science on this product today, and the reviews on Ultimate Friendly Flora are phenomenal, and they're wide-ranging. So I just grabbed some reviews here. Can't live without it. Andrew's Friendly Flora has changed my system for the better. I can tell if I forget to take it. My gynecologist suggested I use a probiotic for female issues. No more medications. This is all I need, from Atelka in Ohio.
Excellent.
Excellent product. I had taken a similar product for years and came across this one. It has 3 times the potency for half the price, and it is made from high quality materials. I highly recommend it and hope you will give it a chance. It will change your life. Changed my life in a huge way. I received this product as part of a Today's Special. I thought, what do I have to lose after suffering with abdominal bloating from gas since a very young age? And so many of us have GI issues, digestive issues. It's not that we're ill, we just have issues. We have discomfort. And our probiotic, that microbiome in our body, is determinative of how we feel. It could be an opportunity for us. Well, I cannot express how this product has changed my life. For the last year, I have never felt better, and I no longer have sinus issues as well. My immune system is much better now. I am very grateful for this product. My sincerest thank you, Andrew.
Oh,
wow.
Wonderful.
Friendly Flora. I used this product for 2 or more years. I ran out and purchased a well-known brand. I took it 3 times and was terribly sick. I ordered Friendly Flora again, and in 2 days, I could feel my stomach calming down. I will not be without this product again, from Kathy in New Jersey. Miracle in a capsule. I have had constant digestive issues since I was a teenager. My stomach has one thing after another, and I can't eat many things without being very uncomfortable. Enter the Miracle Capsule. And we don't add the capital letters there. Enter the Miracle Capsule. And now my stomach responds and behaves like a regular stomach. It's really incredible. All I need is 1 capsule a day. Please keep up the good work for all of us. Thank you. Wow. Amazing product. I've been having digestive issues for a few years. Lactose intolerance, daily heartburn, and constipation, just to name a few. I've been taking Friendly Flora for about 2 months now. The results are amazing. No more antacids, stool softener, etc. All are in the garbage. I started with 1 capsule a day and now take 2. This product works. I can even have a glass of wine. Thank you, Andrew, for an amazing product that actually works. Try it. You won't be sorry.
So great.
Wow, I should have been reading these reviews earlier in the day.
They're so great, honest to goodness.
It's, for me, it's like a pat on the back, a pat on the head.
Oh my gosh.
Top quality product. Before I began taking these, I took them to my doctor to get his opinion on them, because I have many medical problems and take medications. Again, this should not conflict with any medications. But so I wanted to know if they were safe for me to take, and I always recommend show them to your doctor. He said they were a great product and would be fine to take. I have no stomach upset, and I'm very satisfied with them. In fact, the probiotic species that we use, the probiotic strains we use, are the most documented, clinically studied, the most reliable, the most established. That's how we go about making this product. No more GI issues. Another home run from Andrew. I question the condition and stability of many drugstore probiotics. So do I. But know with confidence that Andrew's products are formulated differently and manufactured with integrity. Plus, these were just manufactured in the last 2 weeks.
These have been sitting on a shelf for months or years.
These were brand newly made. Ultimate Friendly Flora works well for me, and I appreciate the once-a-day high-potency formulation. Thanks, Andrew. We'll do one more. Awesome product. I don't usually write reviews, but I have used 1 capsule daily for about a week now and was very impressed with the results. This product gives great digestive support. What a difference this has made. I will will recommend this product to family and friends.
And that's just a snippet of the almost 1,300 perfect reviews on this product. And that goes to show, when I said earlier that this product is life-changing, this product is life-changing. I mean, you're hearing the quality of life these people are now experiencing by discovering a natural product, a healthy product, something that does not interfere with anything else you're doing, that can potentially provide incredible health benefits. So I hope you'll try it, because this is it. We are in the final home stretch, final at midnight tonight. This completely expires. To remind you one more time, if you're ordering both products, great, especially if you're ordering both the large, the cranberry, and the Ultimate Friendly Flora. However, if you just want Friendly Flora, the value speaks for itself. Look at what you're saving on the large one. You're saving $120 at $89.90. This is unequivocally the best value we've offered on this product, because at midnight tonight, remember, the $240 goes up to $209.90. The $120 goes up to $119.90. Right now at $89, you are getting double that. So that's why we're all excited about it. Most of us are stocking up. And if you do the bundle, that $89 becomes $79. Because remember, we'll take another $20 off your purchase if you're ordering 600 capsules of the cranberry benefits, and if you're ordering the 240 capsules of the Ultimate Friendly Flora. So this is your chance for you, for someone you love. This is for everybody. I mean, men, women, anybody who wants to do something wonderful every single day for your immune system, wants to do something great for their digestive system. This is by far the one that we all should be taking. If you're gonna take a probiotic, that's what I love about more than anything else. This is the probiotic that we should be taking. And because there's a lot of choices out there. There's lots and lots of probiotics out there.
And what's interesting, we hear the word antibiotic. Antibiotic is something that's going to kill organisms, specifically target pathogens, bacteria that we want to target, that we want to get rid of. Unfortunately, those antibiotics also attack the Friendly Flora. Probiotic is sort of pro-life here. Probiotic is something that's delivering to us these living organisms. And we focus on the most well-studied, the most well-established of those organisms. And I think a lot of the companies recently, I feel like I have to, not like I have to apologize for, but I have to overcome a bit of the misconceptions and misinformation that's being circulated about these organisms or about probiotics. The way they're being positioned, they're almost being positioned like they're drugs or medicines. What these organisms actually are, they are our partners. They've been a partner to humanity. They've been a partner to living things on this planet since the beginning of our living time here. That these organisms are part of the design of our immune system and part of the design of our digestive system. That those two systems, our very body functions, assuming that we will have a healthy balance and complement of these organisms with which to work over the course of our entire lifetime. So it's not something that some intelligent company is adding to your body to make you healthier. It's something that was always there before any company ever existed. When we were just wandering around the plains of whatever, Africa or Europe or wherever it was, when we were wandering there without science to tell us what we needed to take, this was part of a healthy digestive system. These organisms were a healthy part of every living thing. So what's happened as we develop our modern world, we both forget and we change that blueprint. We no longer live in a world where probiotic organisms are abundant and balanced. We live in a world where everything is cleansed and sanitized and sterilized. So the only way to knowingly reestablish that healthy balance and blend is with a product like this. And again, we try not to get fancy or cute and provide all sorts of crazy little tweaky little strains and species of probiotics. We focus on the ones that are established, that are well established, that are well studied, well researched. The one thing that we've done better over the last, say, 30 years is we've improved the viability of the formula, meaning how stable and how these organisms survive to deliver their benefits. That's always been the challenge. And today the formula, judging from the reviews, does that impeccably well. The formula is more stable than ever, more bioavailable and bioactive than ever, delivering the healthy organisms that we need as our partners to go through life. A healthy digestive system is defined by a healthy complement of probiotic organisms, of these microorganisms, a healthy immune system. When something happens in your life, whether it's stress or aging or antibiotics, whatever it might be, or the various digestive products we might take in terms of medications, when it changes the balance, the availability of these organisms, it affects the health of our digestive system and the health of our immune system. So it's part of who we are. And all this product is designed to do is help us deliver the organisms necessary for us to be, if it's who we are, a better version of who we are.
And we are approaching now 49,000 of these already spoken for. This is our best value of the day. In about an hour and 15 minutes, the entire offer will be expiring. But if you would like to try Andrew's Ultimate Friendly Flora, this is the perfect time to do it. I'm excited for you to get to experience it. And we just want to thank you. Thank you for your patience in getting through. If you go to hsn.com, we can get you right to the front of the line. By the way, right now we are down to the final couple hundred in the smaller bottles. We did bring in the most here by far, because this is always the most popular.
We just have a bit over 1,000, and that's it. And it will last till midnight. It might be out before that, but the Today Special stays available till midnight.
That's exactly right. And at midnight, again, that large bottle, the price is going up to, what was it? $209 right now. Take advantage. And remember, if you order both, we want to talk about the cranberry for a minute, because if you do order both, we're taking another $20 off your purchase.
Right. So all the pricing and all the sizes are our best pricing ever, this Today Special. And then when you consider that on that large size, because it's the most popular, we just thought we'd bonus it, because a large size is by far and away the greatest savings. And the reason we do this, it's much more efficient. And a lot of folks have asked, why don't you do auto ship? Well, companies do auto ship, and they do 30-day, 60-day auto ship. So that means every year you're forcing a truck to deliver a product to you. Every year there's a different bottle. What I'd rather do is give you 600 capsules of cranberry. That lasts a year and 8 months. One bottle, one cap, one label, one shipment. That's incredibly efficient. And instead of paying over 20 cents a capsule on auto ship, you're paying a little over $0.10 a capsule. And again, no shipping and handling, one truck shipment, so it's environmentally sound and it's more economical by far for you.
That's it. So if you're ordering the Ultimate Friendly Flora, hold on. We thank you so much for your calls. If you're dealing with any digestive issues whatsoever, give that product a try. I think you'll be so glad you did. The second Today Special is cranberry benefits. If you deal with any urinary tract issues at all, any urinary tract issues, listen up. You want to learn about this. This is a gift you give yourself. This is life-changing. Those of us who take it, we love this. We swear by this. It makes a world of difference. So to support the health of your urinary tract, your kidneys, your bladders, at the most affordable, to get 600, most by far, I think 80% of the orders are this large one. And if you want the 600 count, that is the biggest value. We don't normally even offer a 600 count. So you get the 600 cap size, and we're offering it for only $79.90.
What's exciting, for me, we're not going to have to focus on cranberry for a while, which allows us to focus on other things, but that everybody is getting to enjoy the benefits of cranberry for a little more than a dime. As I mentioned the other day, someone had said a dime is so affordable that literally if a dime was on the ground, I might not bend down to pick it up. We were saying how we both would, but maybe we're old enough where we still remember that.
That used to make a phone call.
Exactly.
Remember
a dime,
that? The olden days?
Yes, a dime would make a phone call. You never even see payphones anymore.
You don't.
But again, at a dime a capsule, to get a cranberry that has been validated, we've been using cranberry in our products for a few decades. And the cranberry ingredient that we have today is the best cranberry, every cranberry ingredient that we've had, and we always try to improve the quality of every ingredient that we use. But the cranberry we have today is unparalleled in its efficacy, unparalleled in its reviews. If you read the reviews on this product, and this is not a product we feature very often, as a Today Special, in all these years, we've probably done it 2 or 3 times as a Today Special.
Wow.
It's not something we do that often as a Today Special. Again, by far best pricing ever, the largest size ever, and then with the additional savings when you partner it with the Ultimate Friendly Flora, that best pricing ever is even better than it ever has been. So it's a great opportunity. Again, I said this about healthy hair, skin, and nails and Ultimate Friendly Flora. These are products that we take for specific reasons. And 30 days is generally ample time for us to be able to see a difference and be confident in keeping the product, taking advantage of that 30-day money-back guarantee that we always have. In October, because that's when sort of the holiday shopping focus begins, we get to take advantage with my products of that extended money-back warranty or guarantee. So we have an opportunity, all of you have an opportunity to try this product and to try it for 3.5 months.
Right.
And to see the difference it can make in 3.5 months. And again, if nothing else from this broadcast, if we all understand the importance of adequate hydration, and a lot of times folks will say, when I adequately hydrate, I have more urgency, I have to go to the bathroom more. The benefits of adequate hydration outweigh the inconvenience. And this is a conversation, if my mom is watching, this is a conversation I often have with my mom. And it's something that's very important that we do, that the greatest takeaway beyond getting this product, the greatest takeaway is to just really endeavor to be adequately hydrated throughout the day.
Absolutely. This product will obviously work better if you are staying hydrated. The key to this, of course, is that until you try it, you will never know. And this is your one chance. To Andrew's point, maybe 3 times in his 22 years have we done this as a Today Special. So it's not something we normally get to do as a Today Special, which is why this is the best day ever to try it. The key to it is that it's lovely to take. I find it to be very soothing. I love taking this. I discovered this many years ago when Andrew first launched this product. It has made a world of difference, a world of difference. I'm not going to go into my own personal stuff except to say that this really does, I know for a fact that this truly has helped me with my urinary tract health, without a doubt. And ladies, a lot of you, if you're taking this, you're nodding your head with me because it just works. It helps so much. And men too, because guys deal with this also. It's not just a female issue. Women do deal with urinary tract issues, but so do guys. Yep. So kidneys, kidney health, bladder health, urinary tract health. This is just a tiny little price to pay to get 600 capsules for $80, $70 if you get another $10 off if you're ordering both. I just wish people, I really want people to discover it. I think it's an amazing discovery. You know, a lot of times they say drink cranberry juice. Well, you can do that, but the cranberry juice, A, is full of sugar. In no way, shape, or form are you getting the same concentration,
yes,
that you get in one capsule of the cranberry benefits.
And even in so many of the reviews that I read earlier, doctors had recommended to their patients, whether it was a doctor or gynecologist who recommended cranberry juice, but again, at the same time, cautioned their patient that the cranberry juice has a tremendous amount of calories. It comes with a few dozen grams of sugar. It's about 150 calories per cup. That's a lot of calories, and that's a lot of sugar. Our product, no calories, no sugar. As I've opened it throughout the day, it's just a pretty pink, and it's all pure. And what you see there are that's the wonderful, magical benefits of cranberry. And again, cranberry, it's not, we often talk about things that are essential nutrients like omega-3s. Our body uses those nutrients there. It's a structural part of our brain, a structural part of our eye, calcium, a structural part of our bones, vitamin D, not structural, but it plays a role in all sorts of systems in our body. When we're talking about cranberry, not essential nutrients, the protective compounds in cranberry, what they exert is they exert an effect on the environment throughout our body. Again, we had questions about whether you could rinse your mouth or gargle with our cranberry. Absolutely. Open the capsule, put it in water, put it in tea. You could rinse your mouth, you can gargle. But when you're finished rinsing your mouth, swallow it. Don't spit it out. The same with our Ultimate Friendly Flora. Wow. The same question. Can I rinse my mouth with Ultimate Friendly Flora? Absolutely. And swallow it. But when you're looking at the benefits to cranberry, it exerts a health, it promotes a healthier environment in structures that inherently have challenges. If we look at the way our kidney, what our kidney function is, if we look at the role that our bladder plays, our bladder is basically a vessel. And that vessel is holding liquid until we excrete it. And it's the musculature of how that vessel works determines whether or not we feel urgency. And as we get older, that musculature, and also for women, if you've had a child or things like that, things change over the course of our lifetime. For men, as our prostate enlarges through the course of our lifetime, things change as well. So our urinary tract and bladder experience changes also. When we are exposed to the outside world, which out of necessity, those structures are, because at some point we void our bladder. But being exposed to the outside world comes with potential problems. And that's where cranberry comes in terms of promoting an environment that tends to favor the friendly flora and disfavor the unfriendly flora.
Okay, I'm getting updates here. If you are thinking about the 600 count at this present moment, there's a few more than 1,000 left here. We are down to the final couple hundred here. So if you want the large one, this is it. There's a couple minutes left in this show. This is a one-day only offer and the day is almost over. So I should point that out. At midnight Eastern time, this offer will be expiring. I really hope you'll try it. If you're just stopping in, if you haven't placed your order yet, try it. You have that huge money back guarantee that goes to the end of January. You will see results with this. I'm confident of that. Andrew and I are both confident of that. But if you don't see the results we're talking about, you may return the unused portion, no questions asked. But I hope that you will try it because it makes such an enormous difference. There's nothing worse when your urinary tract is not in balance and when your urinary tract is unhealthy or unhappy, rather, there's nothing worse than that. I mean, there's nothing worse. We were reading reviews. People get hospitalized for things like this. I mean, keeping it, and as you said, it's not a drug, it's not a medicine. It's giving our body what it needs to provide a healthier environment in our urinary tract.
As we say, adequate hydration creates a healthier environment in our urinary tract. We know that when we eat healthier, there's all sorts of benefits that flow. When we talk about things to do to avoid colds and flu, there's no magic vitamin that avoids colds and flu. But to the extent we do things that support our immune system and don't undermine our immune system, again, adequate hydration, adequate sleep, healthy nutrition, those are the things that support our immune system and we derive the benefits. Cranberry is just a natural tool that supports the environment, promotes a healthier environment in our urinary tract. It's simply how it works. It's I said earlier, it's sort of the poster child for an ingredient that has traditional history, traditional recommendations when you look at traditional medicine, but has graduated to being respected by science. So the clinical study, the science on cranberry is something that has taken the traditional medicine and validated it. So we now know, in fact, when you read most of the reviews talk about a recommendation by a doctor because, again, it's recognized. If we want to do something simple and natural, of course we have to follow our doctor's recommendations and make sure we get adequate treatment. If we have any issues with the urinary tract, bladder, kidneys, of course we do that. But part of our own self-care is being intelligent about using tools, natural tools, that achieve those same goals, pursue those same goals, and that's exactly what cranberry does.
I love that. Self-care.
Yeah.
That's the key. And you're right, our doctors tell us the importance. If you deal with UTIs, your doctor's saying, drink cranberry juice, take a cranberry supplement, and because this is common knowledge.
And adequate hydration. And then there's a number of other things. And I shouldn't be telling women this, but there's charts this. You could be educating me in this regard. But there's certain kinds of products that could be irritating or sensitizing. There's certain kind of clothing and fabrics that could be irritating and sensitizing. Absolutely. That could promote unfriendly flora and things like that. So again, we all know the things we can do if we pay careful attention. And cranberry is just one of those things on the list of things we can do to increase the likelihood and promote a healthier environment in a structure in our body that could potentially have issues.
Yeah, all I know is the average review is 4.7 out of perfect 5. Almost, 95% of the reviews are excellent. So, I mean, this is, until you try it, you will not know. And so I hope that you will try it. Do it for someone you love. Moms out there, if you have daughters who deal with UTIs, get them going on the cranberry
No,
benefits?
it's 97% positive reviews. It's just
Wow.
amusing.
That's fantastic.
Out of the 578 reviews, only 20 reviews total
You're right.
were 1- and 2-star reviews.
Isn't that amazing?
So 558 were 3-, 4-, and 5-star reviews. Good, very good, and perfect. And of the 578, 503 were 5-star reviews. So only 75. So 97% or over 97% were positive
All right.
reviews on this product.
So we're going to be signing off shortly. I do want to point out that
last-
Andrew's going to be here tomorrow night with Adam for the Monday night show.
Question
this
and
will
answer.
not be here.
Yeah,
This is
gone.
expiring at midnight tonight, the cranberry benefits and the Ultimate Friendly Flora if you'd like to order those. But that's always a fun show. If you have questions for Andrew, you can go.
That's the entire purpose of the show tomorrow night. Is really, we'll go through our key products, so we give you a sense of how to approach our products. There's a number of products, so we'll go through all our key products. But it's really all about answering your questions. So these shows are all about focusing on our Today Specials and our great anniversary pricing. But tomorrow it's going to be all about your questions.
There we go. And as I mentioned, the cranberry benefits will not be here tomorrow, nor will the Ultimate Friendly Flora. I would love to show that information one more time. We will keep these available for the next 1 hour. At midnight, this offer will be expiring. I hope we still have all the sizes and whatever you're looking for.
In
and
the
reminding you,
hundreds.
Final here. And if you do get the 2 large ones in both products, you will be taking another $20 off. So that's pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, it's already our best pricing ever, and we'll be taking another $20 off on the large size. So it's great. If you combine those 2 products, it's basically less than 20 cents a capsule. The cranberry, a little over $0.10 a capsule.
All right, so you will be watching the Adam and Andrew show tomorrow
Yes.
night on the Monday Night Show, so be sure to stay tuned, everybody, for that. Speaking of which, Adam's coming up next.
Oh,
he is
fun.
on deck. He has some great electronics plans, so we're going to toss it over to our friend Adam Freeman. Thank you, everybody,
See
for
everyone
watching. See you. Yeah, we'll be watching tomorrow. Here's Adam.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Colleen.